Good morning. Haterade, Tales from the Age of Men. Another armor importing and maybe even collision mesh if I have time. Mostly for Tyrell because he doesn't like to watch my other longer videos. That's fine. So let's get started. Here's my module that I want to put it in. My armory. I go to asset sources. I'm basically just driving down to where I want to put it. I'm just going to create a new folder. You can have your own naming convention. I think it's important that you at least have one. I'm just going to call it Flower Nights. Right? Yep. That is what they're called. Alright, then I'm just going to create, I'm going to just put all of the FBX files. So I obviously extracted this. Here's all the FBX files and the textures. I literally can just copy it all actually. Right? And put it into, once again, Armory, Asset Sources, wherever you want to put it. Right? So there it is. I have my editor open with the Armory. Right? So resource browser, coming over here. Here's the armory right here. Then I'm just going to navigate to that folder, Rivendell. I'm going to hit the plus sign. I do not do all of them. I only do like one FBX. I've just found that like they just crash if I do more. And I'm not trying to load this thing again. Import. All right, make sure that the converted unit is M. I'm going to do morph. Convert to Z up, yes. Import mesh, yes. Morph animations, yes. And physical shape, yes. If you have a skeleton that's custom, you can probably do import skeleton animations. Like once again, animations are for like custom stuff, like warg stuff like that. A little bit different. That's more if you're importing animations, you'll use that. So obviously here we're not. If you're doing like a base race, like a dwarf, a troll, and you have a custom skeleton, obviously for the first time you'll import those things. Not for armor. You don't have to do it. This is the settings for armor. Very rarely have I ever used order polygons by second UV. I don't think I have gotten a second UV. So anyways, those are the four that you need. Anything else is not needed. Once again, M for meters, as morph animation, convert, import, morph, and physics. That's how I do it. I'm going to import. All right, and then I'm going to go to that folder, and then boom, that looks good. Now I can start to import the rest of the FBX files. So that went in there pretty clean. That means the editor sort of likes me today. So I'll import the rest of them. Right, same settings. Wow, you did a lot of variations. That's good. All right, now these are all the textures, right? I import these separate. I'm just going to make sure that they're all the textures. Excuse me. I thought I seen something up there. Yeah, there's one more sneaky little guy at the top. What? Okay, I didn't read it. So I'm gonna have to delete these both. So those both are deleted. They've been deleted from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy. I think there's a naming convention that's wrong. So import. Let me make sure where it is. Import. All right. So what does it say? ID with the down here in the looks like there's something with the same name that already exists in something. Come on, editor. Alright, so there's an asset name that is not unique. Why? Okay, it's right here. It's 02. How? Is it already in here? Let me go check something. Oh, it's already there. How? So, okay, so I'm sorry. That was it is. It's literally right there. Go to the army. What is body? Huh? Well, that's not right. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Blender and we're going to see what's up. Because now we have one armor and one body. One FBX file that's armor and then one FBX file that's um, body. So let's see what it is. What's the difference? One is larger than the other one. So I'm not quite sure what happened, but we'll find out. So I'm going to just import FBX file. Sometimes you just got to do this. Asset package, that's false. It's going to be asset sources. Rivendell. Flower Knights. Import the armors. I don't really actually have to do that because I already see them in game. What is this? Huh? Bodies, boots. It's like the whole thing's here. Doesn't make any sense though. Okay, give me a second. Just gonna do a new file. I'm just curious to see like what's the difference. It seems like one file has everything in it, which I kind of prefer, to be truthfully honest with you. And one file, I don't know what it is. But the file that has everything in it, this armor one that's already here, it should be just a continuous line. Um, unless all these already showed up. So I might have to delete this and start again and just import the armor. It's just crazy because like look at the size difference, right? Like the body is for some reason bigger than the one that has everything in it. So I'm just curious what the heck's going on. So let me go to this and where is this? Okay, this is boom elves. Right, so this is 9.6. So what's in here? This is just the bodies. Why are there so... 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they're all the loads. Okay. So, alright, I'm going to delete all of this. Actually, I should have only deleted everything but the armor. And for some weird reason, all I'm going to do is import the armor. Alright, so next, obviously this is cleared out. I'm just going to import the armor. I don't know why the other ones are there. It seems like everything should be in here. Alright, so now just do this again. Sorry about that. Alright, settings still the same, import. and then this. I'm just making sure that it has. I might just have to go in here. Anyways, I'm going to continue to move on, but I want to go check and make sure that this is obviously the correct ones. So yeah, so let me now import textures. It might take a minute. While you're doing that, I'm just yell at somebody. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. So no, we can't because the editor is thinking. So I can't do that. All right. I guess we wait for the textures. Then the next part of this is just creating materials a specific kind of way. Man. All right. After this, I'm going to have to delete that and then do everything but the armor, is what the 3D artist is saying. Slightly annoying. Um, all right, so I'll get that prepared, right? So he's saying, and once again, it kind of makes sense because, like I said, like the uh, the size of it is just off, right? So um, annoying. So we'll do this again. So all the things are in there. I'm going to delete this, delete it out of here. I'm surprised the editor hasn't like raged at me, and then import these. Import. Sorry, it should be a lot cleaner, but I just want to show you sometimes you got to open up Blender, you got to see what the heck's up in there. Sometimes you got to figure out what's going on. Um, so it's, you may as well kind of see it here, kind of diagnosing live, right? So yeah, there's way more helmets. That's what I thought. I thought there was just more in here. Anyways, all right. So that said and done. Now right click on here, go into your texture folder, right click, create material, right? I like to do, um, this is the most important part, right? Your materials should be the same name as whatever's on the mesh. I think I already, kind of showed you guys that. If it is wrong, you're gonna have to go into Blender and either change the material name in Blender or change the material name here. The reason why I like this to be kind of standardized is because you see how this I put in the name of the material, it goes directly to the three texture files that I need. Now imagine if you get like a whole kingdom armor with like 60 armors. Imagine like coming in here and kind of your everything that you name is going to be up on top. All the materials are going to be, all the materials are going to be up on top, and all the, depending on how you name it, maybe if I name it M underscore, right? So the material has a different name than the textures, then you're going to have a hard time dragging these things in here. Now they should automatically kind of do it, but like I have done instances where it has not, right? So what settings do I use? I use the same settings almost all the time. Alpha test, specular, disable vertex color, and then do not use vertex. That I always like to do a factor down here of 20. This is just what Chase has kind of taught me. Other, I always use two-sided, and then obviously skinning, right? And then save. Boom. That's set up. Right click, duplicate, rename, just so I don't have to set those settings over again. So the next one is, because I think that this is body. See, body. I don't even think that you need. I'm just going to do this, but for future reference, I think that it should only be one here because I got two textures. So I got body and I got gray. Um, I'm curious why, but anyways, because like each one of these are how big are they? They're 5 MB, which adds up at the end of the day, especially when you're doing like 60 plus armors. If the N and the S are the same, right? So if the N, the normal, and the specular maps are the same, I don't think that they need to be included here. I think that once again, it's not his fault. He just probably hit export, and that's it. But I think that we could probably get away with. Nope. Oh, you see how this is darker down here? So the S. Okay, so this is a little bit darker down here. Anyways, moving on. Just duplicating and kind of renaming. The gray may have to have a different setting. I have to go check the other ones. Right, you see how it automatically goes to these, so I could just boom, drop, done. Right, now there's gray ones for some weird reason. Well, I don't think these are needed, but hey, if they're not, I'll just delete them. So I'm just looking at this. Oh, hold on, I'll just look at this. There are literally no changes here. So I think that these gray ones are not needed, but I'll leave them in there and I'll delete them later because I don't see a single change in anything. Okay, moving on. Once again, it's just about just kind of reducing your bloat because you're going to run into file upload issues with, I think it's 20 gigabytes per module, basically. Just trying to make sure I spell this right. Perfect. Boom. Save. Are there gray ones? I mean, I think it should just be the body, right? I'll do it, but I don't think a lot of this gets used. Um, yeah, I don't think a lot of that gets used, but I'll delete it later. Hmm. What's next? Helmets. Let's go gray. Okay, now all the materials are. I just like to sort of check, make sure that we have. I mean, we could just easily do this, right? Right click, re-import, and the warning should go away. It did not. So what's this one? Maybe I got a spelling error. What are you talking about? Oh. Did I spell it wrong? I see. Let me just take a quick peek and make sure that the, okay, textures look good. Okay. Just making sure that those settings look good. I cannot obviously exit on there. There, boom. All right, so I did spell something right. T golden, incorrectly, excuse me. T golden flower night body. T golden flower. T golden flower night. Oh. Lol. Body. Let me finish that. Import. Once again, open up this big bad boy, look at him. It's pretty cool. Re-import. Yeah, I don't know what the heck the gray's for the boots. I'm going to go delete that because what does it does not use gray, so that doesn't make sense. Neither for the gauntlets. Once again, just to save bloat. Re-import the helmets. Helmet should be good. Just making sure texture, like there's no texture issues. Okay. Okay. I mean, they all use the same material, but you know, it's sort of good to check all of them, but I'll leave that alone and move on, right? Here we go. Okay, looks good. Are there no capes? Because if there isn't, this is not, this is going to be easy as hell. I don't think that we need any, yeah, there's no clay and there's no clothes. All right, so coming in here, boots and gauntlets, deleting. And then I'm going to delete the grays. I'm actually going to have to do it in here too. But let me just delete. I guess it should delete it in both locations. The reason why, once again, bloat. You do not want, I think, no fault of his own, he just kind of hit the export. He kind of like probably duplicated it in substance and hit the export, and I do not like bloat. So I like variations. 1, 2, 3. Let me just make sure. Gray, gray, gray. Okay. Helmets are good. Pauldrons are good. Okay, just making sure once again everything's good. All right, so now if I needed to do, let me just show you if I needed to do a collision mesh, a custom collision mesh, right, for the armor. One of the things that you can do is come over here, the cloth armor, and shout out to Bama for showing me this and kind of hand holding me. She did a nice PDF about it. So I would go in here to edit up here at the top, collision bodies. I would do stop it. I would do a new one all the way down here at the boom. I would click on new. Kind of name it. So I would name this one. I'm just gonna do this one, Mirkwood Body Leo V, and only because I have to do this a little bit later. Hit OK. Set it to mine. I want because it's gonna put it in the cloth bodies XML in my module. Hit OK, and then we see it down there, right? So it comes alive over here. Now the good thing is you have a whole bunch of ones that you can choose from. So owner skeleton is going to be human, unless you have a custom one. Make sure you select the correct one. I'm going to just go down here and save it. Sorry, I'm going to have to full screen this. I do apologize, but there is a save button down here that you can't see. But this only kind of works in full screen, and my screen's a little bit big, so I do apologize. Then basically what you're going to do is you're going to add, over here you can look at it. Come here. So you kind of have to do two things at once. You're going to have to put this in here, right? So you can see the cloth editor, and this is why I like using a kind of a bigger screen, but that's fine. add new, and then you kind of name it. So the point 0 and point 1. All right, you can do like left thigh to foot, whatever it is that you want to do. Most people do, left thigh to left thigh, and then weight 1. I'm going to just save this so you guys can see. Did you save? No, because you didn't name yourself. Okay, then left thigh, sorry. Um, and then they go forth and copy. My tips and tricks is align it to the bone, right? So if you're using the left thigh, I would align it to the bone so it like you guys can't see it right here, but like hold on, maybe if I can just get like some random cape, excuse me, boom, and then go down here to body. You see that left thigh? It's just crazy down there. Align the bone, then align the bone thigh. Boom! It puts it right where it needs to be. So that's kind of how. And then as you can tell, I mean it's just kind of going forth and conquering. From there, you're going to have all of your bones and stuff like that. If you want to do a cape body, if you want to do like a skirt, you only have to have like the pelvis and then the lower leg bones. But you just kind of play. So like at the end of the day, add new, name it what you want to name it. You can play around with the radius. You can play around with the point from left thigh to foot, whatever it is that you want to do, and it will change these things, make them bigger, make them smaller, and that's what like. Is it easy? Absolutely easy, ladies and gentlemen. Is it time consuming? Yes, because not only do you have to look at it here, right? So here I would look at this stuff and I would hit save. I'm not going to hit save, but I would hit save. But at the same time, you have to come over here to the model viewer. Window, I believe, model viewer, right? So we can hit add entity. So this is kind of what you're doing at the same time so that you can check to make sure that your changes are actively are actively being taken and also working correctly, right? So I have the model viewer open, so I'll get this guy set up real quick. For this one, just put it on the body. I don't even remember what these things are called. Boom. I don't worry about the I do not worry about this just yet. Any of the kind of things, because hide, when you go into the XML, it will say hide body. So like we just have to see it in game, unfortunately. In here, it might need to be pulled out a little bit, but also additionally, like he's gonna have shoulders on. But what I'm trying to say is don't worry too much about what it looks like here in terms of visually, because when it gets in game, there's like hide different things in XML that may or may not work. And other things that kind of cover it, but you do want to make sure that you do put it in game and test it in game after you do all this stuff. So right, so I got that ready. Here's the armor piece right there. I'm going to do the walk animation. I'm just going to walk that motherfucker forward. Can I get a forward? Of course not. FO? FO, please? No? Please? Walk forward, please. Boom. Alright, so now we can instantly tell that the hands are not rigged to the skeleton pretty easily, but once again, something I can fix later. Sorry, I'm just answering a question. Gauntlets are not rigged to arms. Skeleton. Just take a picture so that he can see. And then I'm sure that he'll fix that in 3 seconds and send it back, and then I'll just re-import it, right? But here's the thing: is you want to ensure that this is working, right? So I leave this alone, right? I actually like it's working. I put it off to the side, right? I could pull this up in let's say that I'll pull this up. I'll put the cloth sim if it did have a cloth sim. This should come with cloth sims. I think that he's just gonna have to like this bottom piece down here. I'm sorry, this bottom piece down here should be a cloth sim. As you can see, like there's clipping. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. There is clipping. Um, so each one of these would have to be, well, sorry, there would be one cloth sim to tell it which one it wants to move with vertex painting and stuff like that. What is this? Are those the pants? There's like a brown flap that I thought was like, you see this like, oh, it's the back flap of the orange. Okay. I thought it looked brown to me. Sorry. But yeah, so he would have to do a cloth sim, and that's when the collision mesh is going to, so I'm going to have to go talk to him. But what I'm trying to show you here is when I'm building out my, it's actually over here, when I'm building out my collision mesh, my new custom collision body, excuse me, my collision body, what I'm doing is I'm looking at this window right here. I'm looking at this window right here, and then I'm also in the collision body mesh adding all the things, right? So I'll do this a little bit later, and I'll do another video on it when I get the parts. But you know, the short of it is that you want to make the changes here, save it, right? Then you want to save this, right? You come in here, you save that mesh, and then once you save that mesh, it will show up correctly on here. So like that's what you have to do. So once again, you make the changes in here, like whether it's radius, the weight, whatever you want to do. Then you come over here to the cloth editor and you save that mesh with the collision body on it. And then once that happens, if you have it set up correctly in the editor, you get to see the changes live. And what you're looking for is you know, to make sure that there's no clipping. Or sometimes you just can't get it perfectly. Like some of our Rivendell armor, like we just couldn't get all the cloth perfectly. You'll see. It will, like sometimes it takes me like 2 hours. Like it took me like 2 hours to do one Ebor kind of collision mesh because like you just want to try to do as best as you can. And you just keep going back and keep going back. The next thing that you do is you're just going to do the XMLs. I think that people have seen me do XMLs a lot, so I'm not going to do that on stream. But like you know, I come over here to module data items. This will be Rivendell. I would open up all these and then add them in. Not that hard. The gloves do cover the hands, so that's another thing I want to show you. Sorry, there is another thing. Since those do cover the hands, let's open up the resource browser. One of the things that I do, because when you get in game, because of the new Bannerlord and how people export, no one has kind of figured out what the right is supposed to look like but for the new Bannerlord, if you bring these in game, they look perfect and beautiful in the editor, but if you bring them in game, they'll get this black nastiness that is surrounding them, and this only happens on gloves for some reason. So open it up. I believe like Leo V Silva figured it out. So first shout out to Tom Shaw because Shaw Muscle, because he's the one that like or figured out the settings that you need to do. But I think Leo V figured out in Bannerlord when he exports what's the issue. But he said that if you export it a different way, then the shape keys do not export out correctly. So he goes, you're kind of stuck. You have to export it out this way to get the shape keys. But what do? We open up the meta mesh, and then we just recompute normals, save, and that will fix it. And once again, shout out to Tom Shaw for showing the community that in the Bannerlord Discord. So yeah, so you can see it kind of changed some stuff already. But anyways, that is what you have to do for anything with gloves on it. Anything that without like just bracers, don't need to do it because it doesn't have shape keys. Yeah. I think that's it. So making sure, I'm not going to show you the XMLs. That's kind of normal what you should be able to do yourself. It's literally just take something from native, copy it, and then change it. But the gloves do have to have cover hands if they cover hands, and if they don't, you want to set it to false. So I'll just quickly show you An example of that for arm armor, just bringing this down here, right? Cover hands it has to equal true for anything that are glove related, or else it's not gonna look good in there. So yeah, other than that, guys, ladies and gentlemen, XML is easy. Don't be scared of it. It is literally copying what's in native and pasting it into your own document, and then like editing what you need to edit. Not that hard. Um, but yeah, that's how we do importing and collision meshes. Once again, I'll do a custom collision mesh once I get this, and I have to go fix a couple other collision meshes anyways. So I will show you this process from start to finish. But I don't know if I can use the small of a screen because I have to do multiple different things, or else you're just not going to see the full process. You're not going to see, like, I'll show you the window here, but I'm going to have the window like up top, up here, that you guys are not going to be able to see. But anyways, Haterade, Tales from the Legend, how to import armor into Bannerlord, and a little bit of collision bodies, custom collision bodies. Shout out to Bama, shout out to Tom Shaw, Leo V, Solus, Tyrell, the whole team at TAOM. You guys are kind of awesome every day. I'm just more honored to be a part of this team. Just a lot of people just kind of donating a lot of their time and coming up with great ideas. So it does go a long way. Let me make sure I do not save this at all. Boom, perfect. Boom. All right, and once again, take it easy. God bless.